Hey y'all, Wiggle here. It's been a few days since I talked with you. It's about 3 hours to countdown. 3 hours at about 3 o'clock. I'm going to start boarding this place up. And I'm going to leave for a couple of weeks because I got so much back home to take care of. And I'll be coming back again to take care of this. I was really pushing hard for a cash sale and I just didn't get what I wanted for it, and I noticed just most of the guys with the cash, they were either investment like flippers or arbitrage, buy and sell right quick type guys. Some of the more serious offers came from landlords. They weren't going to try to buy and flip it, they were going to turn it into a rental property, and they had pretty serious capital, and that was kind of their approach. So I was like, well, I already own this place, why not just get a decent down payment, at least I own it. I've done that 3 times before and people always default on it. So this time I'm going to get a big down payment and do it. And somebody that might not be able to have a house, might not have credit, should be able to get a place. Anyway, I'm just giving you a walk around to show you kind of like a before and after type thing. I'm actually going to come in here and mark and cut my OSB to the size of my windows, and then I'm going to just use the saw, cut it right in place. Then I'm going to take it off the wall, put it on the windows. When I come back, I can just take it off the windows, come back, put some nailers in, just little edges to hold edges that don't line up with the studs, and just put it back up. And it won't look too bad, and I don't have to go spend $25 a sheet or whatever it is for OSB. So that's kind of an interesting. I'm going to use all of my scrap, of course, that I have first, but I already had that built. That was my back door for a while, so I just put that right over the back door. That one's already done, which is good. I'm just going to board up all the windows and doors before dark. Finish loading my stuff. Not going to leave a whole lot here. Take my sign out of the yard. So it's been like 2 weeks last Wednesday, and this is Sunday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so 2 weeks, 4 days. So here's my hole is, my roof. I got that. So I'm going to come back. I'm thinking about maybe papering this again just because it's pretty rough. Even though that dark blue paper, I like that in that bathroom. Not the greatest color. Looks okay. Thinking about just painting the ceiling and then just covering the walls with that paper again. It would be quicker than trying to skim all this out and get it just right. I haven't decided yet. I might paint too. I might just try to get I might just skim make sure there's no loose paper and just skim it with mud, drywall mud with a 10 or 12 inch knife. Skim it out. Leave just a little bit of texture, not get it perfect or anything. And just maybe knock the ridges down and paint it. Might do that. So that was this room. A lot cheerier than it was. It was all dark and dirty and all that. Here's patched all that stuff back. So here's the dining room. Kitchen's kind of put back together. I've been working on the electric. Most electric for the upstairs comes right up that for all the lights and everything. And they had cut it off right with the floor, so I had to put a junction box in. I've been working on the electric. I put a bunch of sockets in just to make it not look so bare. Got 3-way switches. I'm going to need power to figure out which ones go where and type thing. So almost ready for power. I'll show you that downstairs. Here's the living room. Again, I got patches, and I'll have to do a pretty nice job in here with the mud. So these walls will be painted. I'm not going to paper all this. I'll just leave the accent wall like that. Looks pretty good. And paint all this stuff. Fix the threshold. Put a little weather stripping on. So you can see it still needs some work. There's going to be an electric baseboard heater there. So I'm going to try to find some used baseboard heaters to put back in, save a few bucks. I'm going to get a used hot water tank to put back in. I found that louvered thing at louvered piece in the bathroom there. I found that $5 at Habitat. It was a perfect fit. I was like, that was meant to be. That was a lot easier. Thankfully that's still intact, and that. The lid does not fit on this thing, and I have been scrubbing this thing the whole time I'm here. I still can't get it. Homeless people and their poop just stays stuck, man. I don't know what they're eating. I can't get it off the toilet. So here's where the dryer would go, and here's where the washer would go. So, and when I come back, I'm going to put concrete board down and put in some ceramic. I'm gonna get some flooring in here. That'll make a big difference as well. Patch that all back pretty well. So I'll get the electric fixed, get the hot water tank in. I'll show you downstairs. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to bring this up to retail standards. I've been working on wholesale standards. So again, I probably have to skim this out with some drywall mud, get anything loose and just skim it out, and then just probably paint this whole thing. And just tired of papering it. It always just gets destroyed anyway. And I'm not planning on coming back after I sell it. I'm hoping to at least to own it. And you know, I might get a realtor at that point just so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Just my payments. But this is where the main service goes. So I got another piece of conduit in there. I didn't put it in. It's $150 worth of wire, so I did not put it in. I'm afraid they might get in here and cut it all out. So here's, I got a lot of it, a lot of the wiring put back. I was figuring out quite a bit of it. Luckily, they just kind of cut right around the box. They didn't fish out too much from the walls and all that. I mean, they got everything else, hallway, everything was real quick and easy. They got to. When they found that copper plumbing, they stopped going after wiring and started going after plumbing. So this is that, leads all to that junction box. Another junction box for a few of the wires that run back through that wall. And then I made some straight runs to the box. So I've got a lot of the wiring figured out, which is good. Once I get the main service turned on, put in and turned on. So the lights are kind of hacked up a little, so I have to run some new wiring for the can lights, and then I got to run a circuit right along the bottom of this wall. So but that's not too bad. I'm going to work on that today for the next 3 hours. Here's my PEX main water supply. I got that in. Goes back in there. I had some shark bites, so the original copper that's still back in there, I just tied into that. So I didn't have to bust in there and tear all that up. I just, there's PEX to the, kind of just goes back a little bit, and it transitions to the original copper just in that one spot. Look at that. I'm gonna have to missed one just when I was assembling it. I'll have to go back and check all my joints. So that was cold, ended up going this way, and I kind of used my existing hole, so the hot's over that way a little bit. As you can see, a lot of the wiring is intact, and then a lot of it's not, so I'll have to figure out what's left. The switches are the hardest because they just, the lights and the switches, just you have to have wires and all that. That's a pain. I got to put in another shower faucet. I got that stubbed out, and I'm thinking it's only, man, in 2 weeks I could finish this. Because I'm just gonna put ceramic down on. I have ceramic in the bathroom. It still looks pretty decent. Ceramic's pretty tough, so just gonna ceramic all of this. It'll be the last thing I do is the flooring. I'll do the walls first, obviously, but once I get to the flooring, you know, people will be really wanting it by then. It'll just change the way this old ugly room looks. Just kind of like upstairs. Remember where that hole with the roof was, and look how much different that room looks. Just get some walls in and some flooring down, and it just totally changes everything. It looks like a worthless piece of junk now, and I'll get it fixed up in no time. And in this basement, what I've done is put concrete board up like sheetrock. In case there ever is a problem, it's not going to hurt anything. So as I replace all this, it's going to get a layer of concrete board around the bottom. And then like bathroom style, mold resistant sheetrock up. Not this necessarily need it, because this was all regular drywall up here and it's doing fine, but I'm still going to go ahead and just put the bathroom grate in there, and then I'll tile up the walls a little bit and then paint a little bit. So I'll have a band of, you know, probably just like 2 feet tall of ceramic tile on the wall. The ceilings are short down here, but at least it'll be a decent floor and insulated, and walls, and all the electric will be working. And 2 bedrooms and a bath. The closets need a bit of work, obviously, and I probably won't try to finish those out. I'll probably finish the outside of them and just do minimal on the inside of the closets, because I don't want to take the time to do that. Even in a retail situation, they can come in and finish the closet. I mean, if I'm sitting around waiting in 2 weeks, if I have time, I'll do it. So I'll get the baseboard heaters hooked back up, get the hot water tank in, get the main service run, and get that faucet in. That's the main thing. Then just not a whole ton of sheetrock, really. Not going to be that bad. probably hang all that in a day pretty easy. Probably get it hung and mud and taped in a day even by myself. Maybe not, but maybe if I get it all cleaned up ahead of time, maybe I could hang it all in one day. So get all the wiring fixed, get the insulation in. I still have my work ahead of me, but I think 2 weeks I would pretty much be done, because it's pretty much just down here and then painting those two, the living room and the bathroom. So anyway, this has been my adventure. My highest offer was $17,000 on the first day or two I was here, and my highest cash offer has been $35,000. Almost took it. A couple people said 42. They didn't come up with it. I'm holding out for 42, or for cash, or if I can't get that, it's going to be like 20 down and then 5 something a month for 10 years or something. When it's all done, I should be able to get that, because it's cheap rent. Lock it in. People say, I'm paying $100,000 for that. I'm like, no, you're putting a down payment, which is, you know, it's like buying the house for your down payment. If you just show up and pay your rent and you lock in a lower rent rate, let's say it's $550 a month for 10 years. Well, yeah, they're paying all that money, but they're also getting rent that's not going to be inflating with everything else. You're going to have low rent. I get stuck holding all this equity at appreciating dollar. So it's like, it just depends how you look at it. It would be one thing if you didn't end up owning it. I mean, if you rent for 10 years, your landlord doesn't give you your rental property. And my deposit is just to get people to keep them in here. I don't want to finance it. I just want 42 or whatever. I'm going to want more now when it's done. But as it is now, I just want 42. And then the fourth hottest retail market for real estate is Tulsa. It's number 4 in the nation right now. It's hot. Stuff's selling. I'm just surprised. I'm kind of in a weird little range where it's people that want it can't afford it, and people that could afford it wouldn't even think about living here type thing. So it's kind of in that weird spot. But I'll probably end up getting at least own. So at any rate, I was just showing you where I'm at now. And when I come on back down, I'll show you where I'm at after I get some work done. So I got it, like I said, at probably 2.5, 3 hours now. Start boarding up, close it down, come back later. Didn't really want to do that. It's 1,200 miles, but do what you got to do. So I'm going to be doing a lot of drywall mudding when I get back, and some painting. And it's at least all the heavy lifting is done. So that's great. Oh, I'll have to hang some doors. They stole all the doors out of this house. Craziness. Absolute madness. So I need a door here. If this is going to be a bedroom where I'm standing, then you need a door here. But also everybody's going to be traipsing through here. So, but I don't know. It's a weird layout. Like I said, it's best thing to do is just put a room right where this window is, put in a door, and just kick that thing out into that big yard and have another master bedroom or something out there. That's what I would do. Wouldn't have any problem selling this place then. I had like 3 interested parties yesterday. They haven't come back today, so I don't know. We shall see. Get it all boarded up and somebody's gonna want to buy it. My 42 price will be gone when I come back. I won't pay 42 then, because I'm gonna be getting serious about bringing this up to where it needs to be. But it doesn't look too bad, does it? Anyway, thanks for watching, y'all. I'll keep you updated on this real estate project. Oh, brother. Have a good one.